Hello, Andy. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, Jalal. How are you?
Hi, Andy. How are you?
Good. So, of course, if you can visit his like up on the website, handymedia.com, and he was on a global yesterday, global radio. So I listened to him last night actually. So, like Andy, before we go, like of course, before we talk about the Black Friday sale and everything, what happened to your mice? Did you find him live?
What happened?
Yes. So for the listeners listening, I suspected that a mouse was coming into my kitchen because the bread that I would leave on the counter, there would be a hole in it all the time. And at first I thought it was me. And then after the third loaf, I'm like, something is eating this and it's not me. So what I did, being a tech guy, I got a smart indoor camera.
Okay.
And it's a wireless camera and I connected it to my network. I set it up right beside the bread. And it has night vision and motion detection. So
Okay.
if a mouse came through and it would detect, it would start recording it. So I set this up. I went to bed. I wake up in the morning the next day. I'm drinking my jar, and I realize that there's recordings and footage. And I play it, and sure enough, there's this little mouse eating my bread. So after, that happened yesterday. So I couldn't work. I couldn't focus on anything else. All I had to do, wanted to do was like stop this mouse from coming into my house. So I was on my hands and knees crawling everywhere looking for holes on where it was coming. And I think it came from underneath my kitchen cabinets.
Okay.
Right in the back corner, there's a little bit of a gap. So I got this expanding foam and I sprayed it all down there. And I thought I can't really see it. I can't get my hand all the way across. But I did the best job I could, set the camera up again last night, woke up again this morning, and there was the mouse again.
Oh, no. He's hiding somewhere in your house now.
Yeah, well, it's coming in because usually when it gets cold outside, the mice tend to start to come indoors because they want to stay warm.
Yeah.
And now that this mouse knows there's food, it's coming in. And the same time, around 12:30 a.m., it's coming in at the same time. And so now I don't know where it's coming from. So now I'm going to set the camera underneath my cabinets. And because it has night vision, it should be able to detect the mouse. I'm going to find the hole, like where it's entering. So this might take days.
Yeah,
That's
can,
true.
yeah.
It's driving me crazy. It's just like man versus mouse. And I'm so frustrated. I wish I had more cameras. I only have the one camera, so I have to just keep moving it each day.
You better not keep any more food on the counter.
No, I'm going to put the food away because I know the mouse
Yeah.
is going to come in.
Yeah.
Right? So it's
Yeah.
like, where are you coming in from? And
Yeah, that's right.
So I posted on our Facebook today, like our high-tech guru,
Yeah.
and our high-tech guru is fighting with the mice.
I know. It is so frustrating, and I'm embarrassed. I thought I fixed the problem, right? I was so happy. I'm like, no footage, and I wake up and there it is, just the mouse, just watching a mouse eat the bread.
I think
It
it's
drives.
so funny with all
Oh,
these
God.
high-tech things. You can, find out so many things. So
Yeah.
tell us, what is, the so many popular things are there this time on Black Friday sale. So what are the very famous things people wanting to buy this time?
Well, it's funny because it used to be called Black Friday.
Yeah.
It was a day. Now it's like Black Friday week.
Weeks.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's right.
That's right.
they've already offered the sales. And you have to remember, it's not just Black Friday. Then there's Cyber Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
So now, someone like myself, I'm like, where is the best deals? Is it really Friday or is it Monday? Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to tell. There's too many shopping holidays, in
Too
my
many.
opinion.
Too many.
But I've been looking around, and there are some really good deals out there. And I'm not the type of person that wants people to buy stuff that they don't need with money that they don't have. But sometimes you do need like a new phone or you need a new TV or something like that. So Black Friday becomes a good time of the year to make those big purchases because you're going to save a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the big one, and you're seeing a lot of people, move towards this, is electric transportation. And
Yeah.
they're called these little electric scooters. They're called kick scooters because they have a little it's almost like a skateboard, but with handles.
Yeah.
And to get them going, you actually have to stand on it and kick it
Yeah.
and push it forward, and then it starts to drive.
That's right.
And these are very popular. And the reason why they're popular is you can fold them down and take them on the bus. You can take them on the train. So public transportation, like it makes it a great way to get to the bus stop and maybe for a lot of people ditch the car and use that to go to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I hear some stories that those people who can't balance themselves and who have not ridden a bicycle should not be using it because there are some stories about fractures people are having falling
bunch of
from
them.
there.
Especially when you're drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, most of the injuries come because of young people who drive them when they've been drinking. But there are older. The thing is, you can get them in different speeds because some people, you know, anybody can ride them. They're very actually easy to ride. So it doesn't take that much skill. But you do want to go and have one that has different speeds because if you're not comfortable going fast, some people can't handle it. It goes up to 30 kilometers an hour, which is pretty fast.
Pretty fast,
For that, small
so
thing,
they do have different modes, so you can make it go like slower, so maybe like 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers.
Yeah, that sounds better.
But you see them everywhere. Everybody has them today. Even companies are starting to have them in cities where you can just rent them.
That's right,
and scan them, and then, you know, they're all over the city. So I think they're a good investment because, say, like someone like me, I've been thinking about getting one because sometimes I need to go to the grocery store to pick up some milk or some eggs, like 1 or 2 items. And with one of these, I could quickly get there. The only thing is, you have nowhere to store anything, so you have to wear a backpack or something with it.
That's right.
Because I tried to ride it with bags, shopping bags on each side, and with the weight, it's very dangerous. I don't recommend it. I was like, I'm gonna get myself a backpack next time.
That's right. And
But,
what else?
So for Black Friday, if you go to Best Buy, there's one called the Gyrocopter Flash 3.0. And you can buy it right now, a scooter that goes 25 kilometers per hour and does a range of 28 kilometers on a single charge. You can get it for $370.
Oh, that's not bad, eh?
Which is amazing. It's almost, it's pretty much 50% off right now. Normally it costs around $700-800. But you know, a lot of times they have a lot of inventory and they just want to sell it to get more space ready for the holidays. And that is one of the best deals that I've seen. It's so good. Like, I had just finished reviewing it, and that's why I was thinking about it, because I was driving it around, and I'm like, $370. Maybe I should get this. The only thing that I'm not sure of with these scooters is how they perform in like a year or two. Because you know this with smartphones. You know your battery doesn't last as long after about 2 years. And they do use lithium batteries as well. So I think one thing that you want to do is before you buy any scooter is to see if you can buy parts for it as well. Because maybe in about a year you might want to switch the battery. Rather than buy a brand new scooter, you just need to buy the one part and bring it back to life. And that's the thing with any of these electronics. Anything that has a battery and you have to charge it every day, it's called planned obsolescence, where it's almost like a curve where the life slowly is going down, and after about a year or two, it's pretty bad. So they do have to get replaced. Even Teslas, you know, electric cars, their batteries have to get replaced as well.
That's right,
So, you know, it is one of the trade-offs when you move to electric transportation.
So, you know, like, you know, the way it looks, I think people will be spending lots of money this time of the Christmas. What do you think about any gift for mom or brother or sister, anything like kind of like a tablet or laptop, anything?
One thing I think makes a really good gift, and they're not very expensive, is smart switches. So this is great for anybody that you already know that they have one of those Amazon devices or Google Assistant, the voice assistant. So if they already have one of those speakers, what you do is you buy them a switch. And it's a little plug that you plug into the wall, and then you plug the device in. But it turns that device wirelessly. So you can turn that device on and off with your voice and or through an app. And so this is great if you say, for example, a heater. If you use one of those space heaters and say you live with other people and you have your bedroom, and so you have to heat your room up before bed. With one of these, you could actually set it up a schedule so that the heater will turn on, so that say you're coming home from work and then you have the heater turned on instead of having it on all day long when you're not at home. So a gift like that can save people a lot of money because they can set up a heater. They could even set what I use for a coffee maker.
Yeah, I think you were talking last night about it. Yeah, why don't you say us? Yeah.
I tell everybody because I'm like, if you know somebody that drinks coffee all the time, this is like the best gift ever, because what you can do is you can set it up so that if you have a one of those voice speakers in your bedroom, you can turn your coffee maker on while you're laying in bed. So by the time you get to the kitchen, a fresh pot of coffee is being made for you.
So these switches are available everywhere, or there are certain particular stores that you have to go and get them?
No, you can get them almost anywhere. So you can go to Amazon, Best Buy, and they're called smart switches.
Smart switches, okay.
And
that's a good thing to have.
Yeah, and they're very inexpensive too, so it doesn't cost a lot. But good thing is if you know somebody who uses a device that gets plugged in. I actually set one up to my television so that just so I could turn my TV off with my voice instead of, you know, so I use them for lights as well. So if you have lights around your house, you can even set schedules inside an app so that it goes on and off. And this is good for people if you're traveling, because you can make it look like the lights are on inside your house even though you're not at home.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So yeah, those are a really good gift items for mom, dad, pretty much anybody that has an electric device that they could benefit if they could turn it on and off from a phone or with their voice.
Nice. So Andy, these days, personally, I'm looking to buy a laptop. That's a 17-inch laptop. What do you prefer, HP or this Microsoft, Apple, or something?
Yeah, well, it really depends. The thing about laptops is they come in all different price points now.
Right.
Because there really is no other like desktop computer. Everything is a laptop now, right? Yeah. And so it really comes down to what you're using it for. For example, I do a lot of video editing, and that requires a lot of computer processing power. You need a lot of RAM. You need a really good graphics card because you're going to have all these clips moving. You have audio. It just requires a lot of processing power. When you need something like that for any kind of Photoshop or video editing, then you want to make sure that the processor, doesn't matter what brand you get, it should have an Intel i7 processor. i7's like more the top of the line,
That's right.
For the average person who's just going online, you can get very affordable. You can do what's called a Chromebook. And that doesn't even have Microsoft or Apple. It just has the Chrome web browser. So if you just need to go on for social media, you need it to do some online banking, and maybe once in a while you want to watch videos on YouTube or Netflix, this is perfect. And it can cost you only like $300. So rather than spend $1,000 on a laptop, you can spend it $300, and it is super easy to use. It's really good for older people who just need to get online to do basic kind of work. And it looks and feels exactly like a laptop. It's just, it's like you wouldn't have a sports car to go grocery shopping, you would just want a certain type of vehicle for that. And that's what a Chromebook is. It's kind of, get you online, but you're not going to be doing any kind of video editing or anything like that. It's basically a web browser in a laptop.
Right.
Nice. Yeah, these are the 3-4 things you have told us already. They seem to be very good Christmas presents.
And then for the average person, if you are looking for, it really comes down to what kind of a screen size you want. Because, and here's another thing that they don't tell you about laptops these days. They make them so thin that they don't have any ports on them anymore, right? Like you used to be able to get an HDMI port, an Ethernet port, a SD port, but now they have one port, USB-C. So a good gift idea for people that who already have a laptop is you can buy these like hubs that connect to laptops. So and then that's pretty much all the ports that they used to get inside this hub, and then it connects to the laptop, and then you can connect a second monitor to your laptop and all that. So Kensington makes a really good one. And if people go on my website, I do have a link to one of the hubs there because I reviewed it and I use it all the time. And that's the problem with these thin laptops is that, you know, I wish they would make a laptop that's a little bit thicker, but it has every port
Everything,
you would ever
yeah,
everything you would need. Where maybe you're not taking it like for me, like I have a laptop, but I don't take it anywhere. It just sits on my desk.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it being a little bit thicker if I can just not have to buy separate ports. Like personally, I think when you buy a laptop, it should come with that hub. It should come with the hub, but you know how these tech companies are. They just want to make money. So they just find other, like, let's take the ports away. We'll say it's super thin, and then we'll make another $80.
$80, exactly.
Like, it's just, it frustrates me.
So, you know, nowadays, like lettuce, it's so expensive now.
Oh, my God.
Do you have in your garden? Are you doing anything in your garden?
Well, what I did this year is I did a fall garden. Usually I stop after summer, but the weather was so nice for a while. I had already took some seeds, and I was trying to test seeds that I had collected. So I threw them into my raised garden beds, and sure enough, they were growing.
Oh, nice.
And I was growing a lot. I thought I was growing kale, but it was actually green mustard, basically sog, right?
Sog.
And there was so much of it. Like I could not, when I was cut, it was way more than I needed.
Oh, nice.
So I actually froze it all. I cut it all up. I cut it into pieces. I bought big freezer bags, and I froze it. So it's great because now, while the price of greens has gone up, I still have greens in my freezer that I can use for smoothies. I can use them for omelets and stuff. And I did that with tomatoes as well. So now looking at lettuce is like
it's
$5.
$5 a head.
And I was growing it all over my yard. I must have had maybe 60 lettuce plants at one time.
Oh, jeez.
Because instead of flowers, I would just grow lettuce. I'm like, you know, if I'm hungry, I'll just eat it.
I think all schools must teach children now to grow their own produce, and you know it will be so nice. And
I know, and lettuce is so easy to grow too. It doesn't require anything. You just have to put the seeds in and water it, and it will grow for the majority of the year as well. And it's hard to see at $5 because you know people use it for salads and sandwiches, but we've never paid that much.
Never ever.
And I think, you know, Andy, you were saying, I think about a week ago, like with Shane, like Apple, they are deleting a bunch of apps. What was that?
Oh well, no, Apple. When it comes to app stores, right? The thing is, if someone's going to hack your phone, it's usually through some type of app. So the common one was the flashlight app. You could download this app. It's free, and it turns your light on, right? So it's like an emergency flashlight. Well, what people don't know is when you download the app, you know how they say, oh, we need permission to use your camera, and you go, yes. So some of these free apps, when you do that, they'll have permission to just look at everything that you're typing on your thing. They look at your browser searches, and they take that information, they'll sell that, or they use it to try to find your personal information to hack you. So this is a big problem on Android because you can get an app made and you can get it on the Google Play Store pretty easily. Apple is a little bit more stringent. So there are apps that are available on Android. You know, there's apps that I use that you can't get on Apple, and it's just because Apple is so secure. They're really big on privacy and keeping people safe inside their platform. So they've done a really, really good job of doing that. But when it comes to Android, you know, people by accident will download these apps, or ones that the worst ones are, well, we'll clean up all your files for you. We'll save you space. And what they're doing is just looking at all your files because you gave them permission.
Jeez. So, Andy, what's your website, my friend?
My website?
Yeah, please.
handyandymedia.com, and I have a YouTube channel. You can find the link from there, and I urge people to subscribe to it if you want to see gardening and tech videos all in one channel.
Okay, just the last question for you and for Salma as well. Yesterday, 40 years ago, one of the blockbuster movie was released. Any idea?
Yesterday?
Yes, as of like yesterday, 40 years ago.
40 years ago. Oh,
blockbuster movie released in North America. Andy, any idea?
I know.
40 years ago. That would be what year? That would be
It was Salman Khan's book.
No.
1980?
No?
That would well, 1982 then, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Any idea?
Oh, I don't
It was Rocky, Sylvester
Rocky.
Stallone, the blockbuster.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
1982. Oh,
Yesterday, 40 years ago. Yes.
wow. Wow. That's one of my favorite movies of all
it
time.
was, it
Yes,
was, it
yes,
was a
yes,
great
yes,
movie,
yes.
Yeah.
Awesome,
Yeah.
Andy. Thank you so much, my
nice
friend.
talking to you.
Oh, my
and,
pleasure, yes.
And if we don't talk to you before Christmas, and have a very good holiday season and a very happy new year, and hopefully we'll talk to you before that. But keep on growing your and keep on watching your on your mouse who's eating all your food.
Yes, I'll keep you guys updated on this mouse situation. Because that's really the only priority I have in my
That's
life right
right.
now is to find this mouse.
Good luck to you.
All right, thanks,
Okay,
Andy. Really
take
appreciate it,
care.
buddy.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
my
much.
pleasure.
Nice
Thank you,
talking
guys.
to you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
So here's Mr. Andy Baryer from Vancouver, and of course you can visit his website, handymedia.com.